All right. Welcome everybody to Waffle Talk, the show where we talk about dice, camera, action, um, the long-running D&D show on the D&D channel. It's run by Chris Perkins. It stars Anna and Jared and Holly and Nate. This is episode 109, making it an extremely long-running show online, probably one of the longest. Hello, everybody in the chat. Dan is a nerd. Bad 007, Ravina. Is it Ravina 666? And so yeah, if you're in the chat, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and type them in, and we'll try to address them as we go. We just watched episode 109, and Shauna, can you recap what happened, please?
Yep. First, the group had a lot of lighthearted antics trying to get a fish out of a bowl, and then Evelyn's distraction force kind of failed, and she got basically petrified by the Xanathar. They managed to capture the fish alive by grabbing it, throwing it around a few times, and then eventually kind of like polymorphing it into, I think, a snail. So Paulton goes to help Evelyn. Thunder waves to Xanathar, who's basically telepathically lifting the statue of her, the petrified statue. Thunder waves hits. He tries to catch the statue. Statue breaks. So this is casualty 3 of I-Rays, I think, for either guests or player characters, right? Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yep. So
wait. So it was Binwin,
Paulton.
Paulton got
not against the Xanathar, but
I mean against a beholder, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. And then so Paulton wants blood. Strix and Diaz try to kind of salvage things by threatening Silgar, the fish, which they have. That only partially works. They polymorph in a bunch of things and then continue to threaten it. Kozen, with his incredible survival instinct, just leaves. Knows what's good for him and goes away. Where he kind of overhears Warrington Munt having fisticuffs with a Minotaur. So who knows what that's about. And then after some tug of war with the probably multi-polymorphed, probably super traumatized fish, Paulton basically like thunder waves the hell out of it. It dies. Xanathar goes into a rage, tries to shoot at the Waffle crew, misses Strix with a death ray. Diaz kills the Xanathar, and he's the new Xanathar now. And that's where we are. They killed the Xanathar, but we still have a Evelyn in rocky pieces.
Hello to Laughing Dragon Inn. Ravina says, so hail Diaz, hail the new Xanathar. So, I mean, do you think, is Diaz serious about that?
I don't know, but it'd be really cool for him to have like his own thieves guild. That's some good
But isn't it only a matter of time before another beholder shows up and tries to become take the title back?
That's true.
Yeah.
They killed one, so
what's weird is they have a tunnel from their house to this place, sort of.
That's true.
But
that's true.
I think this place is still crawling with bad guys, right? So he'd have to get them all to worship him.
To be fair, Amerigo's been like every Xanathar's most like constant servant, so maybe he has some pull. Maybe, I don't know. It's possible. Hey, I mean, none of them have the Xanathar, like the actual beholder, to say otherwise. So just go where the tide goes, I guess.
When he dove into, at the end of the episode, he dove into the fish tank because there's a chest in there, right? What was the deal with, there's a big pile of gems, and Chris said, it looks like there had been something laying on this stuff, but it's gone now. Yeah. Do you guys have any idea like what that?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
It was the Stone of Galore.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Because in the Stream Many Eyes thing, they hid it in a fish tank. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. And it's gone now.
Yes, evidently.
Oh, all right. Bad 007 says poor Anna. Yeah. Wonder how long before the next Beholder replaces that Xanathar. Evelyn got turned to stone. Okay. Last week we had talked about the group doesn't plan, they just run right in. Right? Which is fun to watch, right? In this
Stressful
case,
sometimes.
it was like
Yeah.
Paulton wading into a horde of bad guys
Hmm.
to attack a beholder in the middle of this horde of bad guys,
Mhm.
which to me was insane.
Yeah.
But he thunderwaved everybody, and
He
ultimately it worked.
he high level thunderwave them too, right? Like
Yeah,
they were
Oh,
big
yeah.
thunder waves.
Yeah.
yeah, and it worked. But the thing was, the Xanathar had Evelyn as a statue hovering, and so when that thunderwave went off, she fell apart.
Yeah.
I was just kind of trying to think of another way he could have done that without her falling apart. Putting myself in his shoes. Like if I was a player, I don't remember how Dimension Door works, but I was thinking that he could have ran over to Statue Evelyn and cast Dimension Door and taken her somewhere safe. But if he pulled her through, she's super heavy. So first he probably would have had to make a strength check against the telekinesis.
True.
And then if he pulled her through, she's super heavy. She probably still would have plopped to the ground and fell apart, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
So he was in a tough spot. But he did.
Honestly, I think that was the best decision. Just Thunderwave.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, he could have
Mhm.
caught her, so it just didn't.
Yeah.
Well, he could have held it and got somebody else over there to.
That's also true. That's also true.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking though, like Paulton, the character. So makes sense.
Yeah. But it was like I just felt bad, just because. I mean, you know what? I don't think Anna minded at all.
No.
But
No.
she did kind of have to sit there the whole time. That was the only thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of like,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
a bummer for
Yeah,
her. But
I've
you know
been
what?
there.
They're all pretty cool about stuff like that.
Hmm.
A lot of the guests have to just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
No big deal. I think they just really like the game and they don't mind when that
Mhm.
stuff happens. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I'm way behind already. Let's see. Something that oh boy. Let's see. Mad Fartigan. It was indeed a white knuckle ride. Chesky Pate. He never really was a thief, so a thieves guild seems out of place for him. That's
Well,
true. He's
Call it
more.
what you will, I guess.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Tomb Raider type.
Yeah.
Is how he
Yeah.
pictures himself.
Yeah. I mean, one thing's for certain, they're not experienced at stealing a large carp. So
Yeah, definitely not.
I didn't think what they tried would work.
I thought that fish was gonna die when they dropped it. Like they would drop the fish and it'd be dead. It's like, do you weaken Bernie's to this fish?
Yeah. It's survival.
Weekend at Silgar's, just like turn him into a puppet or something.
Oh,
You
no.
mage hand it so it's like it swims or something like that. Like, oh,
Definitely alive.
You're holding it with two hands, and then you have to swim with your feet. I don't know, but and then he shoots it like a basketball into the tank, and he did it.
You
yeah.
did it.
They were feeling it this episode. A lot of
Mhm.
things went right for them.
Yeah.
On this one, it was very very amusing.
You went really well, yeah. Like better than expected, definitely.
I did feel like a few times I wasn't really keeping track because there's a lot going on, but I think Xanathar legendary actions. I think he can do it 3 times each round, right, between other people's turns.
I believe so.
I felt like I'm not sure, but I felt like sometimes the Xanathar didn't use all of the legendary actions. Not that it's a big deal, but it's just something like especially at the end, I think there was a part where it was like, it was something like right before Strix fireballed, and I was thinking, does Xanathar still have a legendary action? Like I hadn't been keeping track. So, but for the most part, Chris was pretty. When you're running a beholder, like, why wouldn't I'm not saying you should do this, but why wouldn't you just always use disintegrate?
Well, you are supposed to randomize them.
Yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, you could it would not be hard to TPK with a
Yeah.
beholder. You can just spam disintegrate, petrification.
Yeah.
Like he did with Benwin, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I'm so far behind. 3 deaths by eye rays. That beholder is really phoning it home. Usually by this point, people would be on their 6th character. I don't know. When I ran, I don't know. Beholders, I mean, if it's a low-level group, yeah, they're dead. But if you, yeah, right, like Andy says, if you have to roll for the eye rays, then it's, I roll pretty bad when I use beholder eye rays. I don't get disintegration very much, so
True.
that was kind of
Except against me.
yes. How do we know that Xanathar isn't cursed? Maybe Death will start to... That's a crazy idea, Wicked Raygun. How do we know that Xanathar isn't cursed? Maybe Death will start to transform into a beholder. That would be really cool. I would really
That would be
like
cool.
to see that. Dan is a nerd. Despite the fact that they might not have been all the best ideas, I did love everyone's reactions when Strix and Evelyn got hurt. Yes, me too.
Mhm.
They were really bothered by Evelyn falling apart like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Like watching their faces on the show, it's like they just really enjoy like you can tell they look forward to playing, and then they're just happy when they play. It's like it's really fun to watch. It makes the show a lot of fun. They're all just really into it, and it's just like it's just I don't know, it's a really good show. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They all like it. It's like a nice, I don't know. It's a really good ad for D&D in my opinion,
Oh yeah, of course.
because I think it makes you want to play, right?
I think having the players be like so happy just to play, like even if they're like Anna, where they had to sit out for a while because their character's dead, like just seeing them enjoy it is like really like that makes me want to play.
Yeah.
To see that, So yeah, totally.
As DM, it's like
Oh heck yeah.
you think about it and you think about your next session, and it's like I immediately start reorganizing everything in my head to make it more like what I just saw. You want to evoke the feelings that you got from that. Get that from your players. So it's
Heck yeah.
it's very inspiring sometimes. When it's
Mhm.
when it's clicking, and it's almost always clicking. The show.
Mhm.
Dan is a nerd, despite the fact that they might not have been all the best. Oh, we said that one. Matt Fartigan. What causes the Xanathar to be replaced by a new Xanathar? Does anybody know?
I don't think.
I think it's just random.
Yeah, I think you say a beholder comes by and just takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most I've heard of it.
Oh, I should point out. So Dragon Heist is out in game stores.
Ooh.
Came out a few
Nice.
days ago. It'll be available on Amazon in a few more days, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm writing a guide to it on my blog. It's kind of like it's like a thing that I do. And I'm not done with chapter 4. So I didn't get up to this area yet. So I haven't read the Xanathar section yet. But anyway, I don't want to spoil the book, but there is like a lot of dice camera action stuff in here. One thing is, like, one of the very first pages has a huge pronunciation guide.
Oh jeez,
It's got a list of NPC names.
That's super good. I love that.
And like how they're spelled.
Yeah,
That's great.
And all that
that's super
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
So the one that I always wrestle with is, Nazca's actually not. All right, no, the guy that Kozum was supposed to kill. That's Gnarl Zybrindis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nar Dingy L.
Mhm.
And Maloon War Dragon is in here.
Mm.
Amayargo, there he is in here, and I've been spelling it wrong. The A goes before the E. Go figure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a billion of them, and one of my favorite names is Floon Balagmar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I've heard that one a couple times.
Floon Balagmar.
It's a good name.
That's like a Gary Gygax pre-gen character name right
It
there.
is.
You don't forget that name. That's a
It
name you
really
remember.
is. And so this book has a lot of double page spreads. There's like 5 or 6 huge paintings that take
Oh,
up
that's awesome.
both sides, and almost every single one is of Nat, Jenks, and Squidly, the kids that the group has been playing quite a bit on this show. So it's like they're in chapter 4. They're all over chapter 4 of this book. So the kids are right out of the adventure, and there's a whole ton of art of them. And they did something I really like. These double page spreads. Sometimes if the art, because you got the crease, so if they put something that's in the middle, you can't see it. But they actually spread it out so there's the kids in winter, right?
Mhm.
And the other page doesn't really overlap, So it's kind of like you could have made this just a one pager, but they spread it into two. I really like that. There's a whole bunch of the kids, including this one of them in the city there.
Ooh.
And then there's the
Oh,
Castellaneta lady, one of the villains.
yes.
And
Yes.
anyway, I just wanted to mention that if you're into dice camera action, you've been thinking about playing. This is a level 1 to 5 dungeon, which means it's perfect for new people. In the first chapter in particular, it's really easy to pick it up and run. It's very, very, very simple. Chapter 2 is a little more tricky, but I'm going to write about that in my guide. But if you watch Dice Camera Action, you haven't actually played the game yet. This is a very good way to jump in, especially if your friends haven't seen. Well, even if they have seen the show, it doesn't matter. It's not a direct spoiler, but it's definitely something you might want to check out because this is perfect for new players. I think more than any other adventure. It's very low level. It's very, very, very simple. It's a classic D&D. You're just in the city. So it's very, very. I really like it so far. It's really cool. So yeah. Anyway, I'm so far behind. All right.
And you do get Troll Skull Manor, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
There's a map of it.
Oh, okay, so it is the
sweet.
map
Oh,
from the
nice.
adventure. Okay.
It's right here. Troll
Ooh.
Skull Manor, right there.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
Oh, awesome.
Whole house. There it
It's
is.
a lot more. That's a lot more walls. That's in the Waffle Crew house.
Yeah, I was about to say, and just erase most of that.
just crumple,
Yeah,
just rip a big chunk off.
yeah, that tower's gone. The basement is no longer functional.
They have actually a picture of what I think is the house.
Oh,
but it
cool.
looks very run down, so I don't know. There it is. Troll Skull Alley. See that? I'm not sure if
that's
that's
awesome.
I guess that's right. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Huh. It's
So,
cool having actual art of all this stuff now. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
It's good.
And a lot of the NPCs that the group has been running into are in here, and there's pictures of a lot of them. I think this. Oh, like the two cops that showed up a few episodes ago. They're there. This is Ott Steel Toes. This is the guy who was wearing the Beholder hat that they ran into this episode. He's like a crazy dwarf guy
Yeah.
right there. And Raygon is useless. Matt, it's not useless. It's awesome. Nazca. They have art of Nazca, the dwarf with the crossbow for a hand, right there.
He's a lot
And,
scarier looking than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's yeah. Yeah. So any other ones I wanted to show people real quick? No, I guess. Oh, these are the beholders with the baseball-sized beholders that
Oh,
we've been
those.
seeing a
Yeah.
lot of, right there.
Geezers.
Geezer. Yeah.
I remember those.
Although Chris described them with pink eyes, so
Mm.
not sure if he means like they have pink eye or
Ooh.
if the eyes are
Don't touch them.
pink.
Don't wash your hands.
Uh-huh.
There's Amayergo, the guy who's on this episode who swore fealty.
Oh.
Right there.
The man with the Minotaur fetish.
Was that what it is? Oh my god.
Yes. That's how I first heard about him. Chris said in what is it? Lore You Should Know about Amerigo that he had a Minotaur fetish. And I've never forgotten that.
That's something that sticks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we think it's like, okay.
Do you mean like
I don't know, man.
Who knows?
dating?
Maybe. Maybe the Minotaur that Warrington Munt beat up was like his girl or something. I don't know.
Maybe like
whoa, hey, man, I didn't think of that. Or at the very least, like Amayergo is like,
Hey.
watching and smelling their socks or something like that.
Oh no!
we don't need another creepy dwarf. We already have enough of them, or had enough of them. Most of them did.
R.I.P. Nazca.
Yeah.
Let's see. Paulton finally pulls out the sun sword
Yes.
for dramatic effect.
Mm-hmm.
Cloak also
Coupled
billowing
it with
the
the
thing.
cloak of billowing.
Very effective.
That was good stuff.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at least she got at the end of the episode with puns. That's where she fired off like 4 or 5 rock puns. It's pretty amazing. Chefscapade says that Strix made a plan. She did sort of make a plan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What was the plan?
After everything, I kind of forgot it, but I know she had one.
One thing, if they want to be successful, they have to stop invoking distraction force, because that has never gone great.
It has never once worked.
It is gone. Like, the one that I can remember was the first one with the like 2 or 3 episode initiative thing with the giants.
Yeah, they should never look back on any plan in Iron Slag and think we can save parts of that plan. No, those plans are done. They didn't work.
Yes.
A blueprint of how not to do something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just burn the blueprint with like all those dwarves.
I believe Distraction Force number 1 ended with Mygara stomping around outside, if I remember right.
Yep.
I do remember a part where their horse, Morning Glory, was running around being chased by fire giants, I think, or other creatures.
There's a lot of things that happened. That was also a blur.
But this is
A stressful blur.
This is Distraction Force Charisma Edition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but it still didn't work though.
no,
It worked last
I
episode.
mean,
but
it
not so much.
emphatically did not work.
No. It was,
She got turned to stone, and he ditched the party
Yeah.
I mean,
and got out. I guess.
he was there for Distraction Force 1. I would not stick around either if I was Coulson.
I thought, and I think Chris thought, that he was going to go try to kill Gnarl in the chaos.
Yes.
I mean,
But he did not.
it's a little intense right now.
You get the feeling like he was. You know what though? That's a lot of the guest stars die. I think his priority was to get out alive. He only had 11 hit points left.
Yeah.
So.
He has the most proactive, like, survival instinct of any guest character. Like, Miranda was just like super like blessed by the dice gods, but Coulson just like, I need to live.
Yeah, so maybe in a year we'll see him again, and he'll.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he'll bail out. Just whatever.
I mean, they have to. It's Dragon Heist. They have to see Joel Axel at some point.
Hopefully.
Yeah, what do we? Okay, wait. This season's supposed to be 60 episodes, so you figure probably 30 of them are going to be Dragon Heist related. So Xanathar's dead.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
We still have
one down.
We still have a lot of Dragon Heist to go.
Thing is, I'm wondering, like, how much of it is just like material from the book being used differently, and how much of it is actual adventure stuff.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that. So like, I don't know if Chris is gonna actually like have them find the dragons, like the horde or whatever, but it'd be cool if they did. And it'd be really awesome if they got to meet all the villains too.
Yeah.
This season so far has been about Xanathar sending people to kill them.
Yeah.
And sort of the center and mixed in.
How long has the Xanathar thing gone for in this season?
Well,
when they first showed up?
Yeah.
I don't remember what episode the season started on, but
90.
Okay, so like 20 episodes.
Yeah, thereabouts.
So I guess I could go through a couple more, I guess, if going through some of the villains, I guess, maybe.
You know what? Actually, Mad Mage comes out in November. So, yeah, maybe we're only going to have another month or two of Dragon Heist, and then he's going to switch.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a huge dungeon, and it takes you all the way to level 20.
Yeah, that's what was it, 5 to 20 or 6 to 20?
Yeah.
6 to 20.
That is a big spread, yeah.
I doubt
level band.
I doubt Chris will take them all level 20 in Undermountain, but it'll be like an entrance way to whatever the next adventure is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He had said that the bottom levels of Undermountain are awesome. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to spoil them or leave them for us to find,
left most of the tomb unspoiled. I mean,
Did.
That's true.
Yeah, he did.
It's true.
Mhm.
And
It's
even
like-
the stuff that he did show was different from what
Mhm.
was actually in the book.
True.
he's pretty good about showcasing what the adventure is like without spoiling parts of it,
Mhm.
which I really appreciate as a
Yeah.
dungeon master who runs these adventures for my players.
Heck
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bad 007 points out that, again, Perkins didn't say how high off the ground Anna was. Yeah, but I mean, that's the
I mean,
vague-
she is still a stone statue being dropped on a stone floor.
it's the theater of the mind. That's why I would
Yeah.
say, as a player, always ask clarifying questions if you're not sure about something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's theater of the mind. It's so hard for the DM, right? Because like you can only describe so much before everybody passes out. Like
Yeah.
I can't. I have a hard time picturing things when people describe it to me. A picture works much better.
Mhm.
So if you're doing theater of the mind, and you have players like me, just do a couple sentences and then clarify as you go.
Mhm.
So I don't remember exactly how that played out, but I thought it was kind of a stretch for Paulton to Thunderwave and then dive and catch it anyway. I thought that was that felt. I'm not sure. It didn't. He was being so impulsive that I don't know. I just.
Mhm.
Although he was in a tight spot, and what he
Yeah.
did worked out. Worked out really well. It's a
Mhm.
very Paulton-y episode.
Mhm.
It really was, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Did he? He didn't break the fourth wall in this episode, did he?
A little.
Xanathar did a lot. I remember that.
Xanathar did, but Paulton didn't,
Paulton didn't.
because it went serious
No.
pretty fast.
I thought Paulton should have compared their charisma scores
Mm.
after, the intelligence. Xanathar's like, I have a higher intelligence. Like Paulton's charisma is really high. Xanathar's is probably like an 8 or something like that. So, insta killed every goblinoid. That is true.
Mhm.
I wish he reverse falconed Evelyn. That is true, Chescapade.
True.
That would have been cool. Paulton fell and used Falcon to cushion his fall way back when. Now this time, he could have saved Evelyn by diving underneath and been a squishy flesh pillow. Maybe he would have died, but she would have stayed
Yeah.
intact. That would have been pretty cool, actually. He would have died, crushed under her. He takes the full fall damage of both.
How romantic.
Mhm.
If he died, they were screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He did almost all the
Totally.
damage in that fight.
Yeah.
It was interesting to me how Diath was conscious of his sneak attack and actually didn't even bother attacking somebody because he didn't have it.
Mhm.
I thought that was pretty cool, actually. It makes sense because he does a ton of damage with it. Without it, maybe it's better to do something else. I actually looked on the wiki and looked at his sheet real quick to see if he had any items that would help him. I didn't really see anything. So Anna deserves props for being such a good sport about it. Totally agree.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's the mark of a great player. I
Mhm.
think, when you don't. Not whining. Or just, being cool and knowing sometimes, all right, well,
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Roll with the stuff that happens.
Like, it's random rolls, so you can't always expect the DM to be able to plan, I'm not going to kill you off in the first, 15 minutes accidentally.
Mhm. Being unselfish.
Yeah.
Because
Totally.
in the end, you're still there with your friends. You can still joke around and listen, and maybe the DM will let you throw in some ideas or whatever. It's very cool of the way that she handled that. She's awesome. Chris didn't optimize the legendary actions. Aha. So there you go. I was wondering about that. It's once per turn, up to 3 times per round. Yeah. There were early times he didn't, but closer to the end he did. Okay. And part of that is you could say Xanathar's crazy. Xanathar gets focused on weird things, like if he sees his fish buddy in trouble, then, maybe he's not focused on shooting laser beams all the time because he's worried about his fish friend. What does
Yeah.
he do with his fish friend? I don't get it. He just watches him swim?
Yeah, and I assume he probably talks to it, just like you would a pet, and it doesn't talk back, but you're like, oh yeah.
I mean,
oh.
it's like his cherished pet, and it's like, oh, it's here, keeps me calm.
Oh.
Does he think it talks back to him? Or?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I guess that'd be up to the DM, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. You can't use the same eye stalk twice in a round, says Frodo Squall too. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and Bad says you can, but it's supposed to be random. It didn't look like Chris was doing random. It looked like he was picking, right?
It looked like he was picking,
Yeah.
which maybe
It might be
I
a
don't have-
Xanathar thing.
That's what I was about to say. To make him a tougher bad guy, he can pick
Ooh,
That's true.
eye
yeah.
rays, maybe.
Didn't look
That
real
would-
quick.
make it way more dangerous because
Yeah.
just keep going after those real bad eye rays.
And Chris referenced that he could pick. The Xanathar was picking based on the character's weak
Yeah.
stats. So,
Yes.
Because they shot mostly, the Xanathar shot mostly right with the real bad ones like Disintegrate,
Mhm.
Patient, and Death Ray, right?
Hmm.
And those those are so bad.
Do you guys want it? I don't know. Can I? Does anybody care if I spoil the Xanathar from the book? Should I save it?
I guess
I don't
maybe
know.
save it. Yeah, it's pretty fresh.
Okay.
Maybe. Or
It's different than what. From what
It
I can
is-
tell, it's different than
yeah.
what Chris did.
Okay.
That's all we need to know.
Mhm.
I can say Silgar has the statistics of a Quipper, except that it lacks the blood frenzy trait.
Oh,
Fair, I
That
think.
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
Xanathar is different in the book, most definitely.
Cool. That's
Completely
terrifying.
Different.
but-
Completely different.
Maybe it's a different Xanathar.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Maybe. Wow. I don't want to spoil it, but it's different.
Mhm.
Chris didn't play at random, but it wasn't completely optimal either. Agreed. Matt
Mm.
Fartigan, columnist. There's one Xanathar that retired and one that was killed. Oh, it's in a D&D Beyond video. I should be watching these videos. There's a lot of it.
I know that the original Xanathar got killed by another beholder named the Eye or whatever, and he took over as the Xanathar.
Yeah.
So I know that happened.
Did they ever reference that's where the zombie beholders come from, or the previous?
They did, yeah.
Xanathars? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought. I'm 25. I remember that, but I'm sure I was right.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about how there's a freezer where all the old Xanathars.
Ugh.
Now they're all zombies.
Ew.
And there's like
So-
a lot of them.
So what's Dieth going to do with that Xanathar corpse then?
Oh.
Make a costume out of it.
I was gonna say.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's like a gross balloon. Ugh.
Oh,
Cut some leg holes out of it. And,
No. No.
his followers are crazy. They won't notice probably.
Oh, they'll notice. Oh.
Just walk around, wiggle
Goblins aren't very smart.
wiggle his stalks.
we need Strix or Paulton to learn telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Yeah.
can just stand behind it while they float it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could probably duplicate a lot of their ray effects.
Mhm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I don't think they have disintegrate yet, though. Do they?
God.
I don't think so. That might be-
Yeah, I don't think they have 6th level spells yet. So.
Let's see.
Oh, Paulton was casting things at 6th level.
Oh, was he? Oh, well then. I guess they just
Um,
haven't picked it. Oh,
Frodo Squall, Floon. Okay, you're spelling it Flune, which I might do, but it's Floon. That's Floon's name? Floon Blargfell or something.
Mm-hmm.
Jarlaxle. That is a good name, yes. Calmarest doesn't have to be Beholder. The ones we saw are Beholders, but we don't know how many years in between them. Yeah, does it have to be a Beholder? I don't know. It always has been.
I mean, the Xanathar's organization supposedly doesn't know that their boss is a beholder mostly, except like the upper echelons. So I don't think they'd care. Like, really.
What else? Is the Rakshasa in the book? Asked Wicked Raygun. Yes.
Ooh.
Vincent Trench is in the book.
Very
And
nice.
it's different than what Chris did slightly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I
Oh.
won't say more. But Vincent Trench is in the book, and it is in the neighborhood. And actually, it describes the neighborhood, and it describes Fala, the dwarf, or the druid, who is their neighbor. And
Oh, the one
she's in
currently
book.
babysitting.
Yeah,
The
yeah. The
kids.
Awesome.
neighborhood is right here.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Ooh.
So
Okay. Wow.
where the group lives.
Mhm.
And I don't know if Chris is going to use these, but there are other places. Her home in the book is called Corellin's Crown. She's a wood elf with long braided hair. Oh, actually, oh yeah, it's not a she. Like the elven god Corellin Lorethian, Fala is neither male nor female. If
Hmm.
referred to as he or she, Fala gently requests to be addressed by name or as they. Fala is friends with a member of this. Oops, I won't say any more than that. But Fala is a druid, and Fala has a special power. So yeah, we'll Fala
Okay.
is, so we'll see more.
Oh, I guess
Spoiler free.
I should consider a spoiler thing. I guess if we're back into book territory again after a little while.
Oh, spoiler sign.
Yeah, I need to figure out
Sorry.
something. I can't just go like this for like like I did last time. That was kind of like I
Ravina. Oh, don't ask about dwarves and minotaurs. Yikes. Somebody wants to draw a dwarf and a minotaur. That is your prerogative, my friend.
That's
What's this?
Probably already are to that
Proto
somewhere.
Squall. Okay. Distraction Force is bound to work someday. Agreed. And it'll probably work when they need it most.
Or least.
or
They should do a Distraction
Or
Force
least.
for every stat. They should do Distraction Force Strength
Oh.
Edition. Distraction
that's
Force
just
Dexterity Edition. You could do
that's
each
just
stat.
evil and then
yeah. What's Distraction Force Constitution? They just have to endure something.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
They just get
They
beat up for a
just
long
have
time.
somebody talking or something, and they just have
Distraction
to stare and
Force
listen to
like
it.
is that Distraction
Oh.
Force like drinking competition in that?
Oh,
That's
there
what
we
it
go.
is. That's
There
what
we
it
go.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
That works.
That's what it is. Definitely. I don't know what Distraction Force Wisdom Edition would be, but just be
They don't have it.
like sayings, wise sayings or something like that. Strix's plan is to pretend Silgar is fake. That's about all we
Mhm.
know before she got scared. It's weird when Strix gets frightened magically, isn't it?
It's like
It's like,
Yeah.
old
this is
Strix.
or it's like does this just not do anything?
Kind of is Strix. She just can't move closer and then can act. This
Yeah.
Distraction Force clearly works for Cozen, at least. It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe this
I
is all a
mean-
scam by him.
I mean, when you're not the Distraction Force, I guess it works.
hmm Distraction Force is maybe it's all about a cover for Cozen, so he can do what he needs to do
Possible.
to stay
Mhm.
alive.
I mean,
Let's see, Dylan's boy. Dieth needs the money, so he'll have to face the dragon. Oh, that's right, the money. I forgot. The whole
Yeah.
point.
Oh.
Dieth needs that money for those dwarves. They want the
Right.
treasure hoard. Jeez, I forgot about that.
Right.
Thank you, Calmarest. Yeah, Dieth needs that money to give to the dwarves as reparations for killing.
I mean, if he doesn't, what are the dwarves going to do to him? That's the question.
Shame him.
Yeah, that's true. The guild people.
Yeah.
Well, that was a problem there.
At dwarf school, like the textbooks, it's going to be a whole chapter on him. How horrible he is and the history.
Some people's heroes are some people's villains, man.
mhm.
That's how it is.
I don't think he's going to want it. Every dwarf in the land eventually will, throw eggs at him.
Maybe they shouldn't go to Gauntled Grim then. Jeez.
Gauntled Grim, let me tell you something, man. I've been playing Neverwinter, the MMO.
Oh.
Gauntled Grim is freaking awesome in that game. It's so cool. Like these underground dwarfs, it just looks, it's these huge gears turning and grinding, and there's like lava. It's like, man, it's like the coolest. It's like before, it's in Out of the Abyss, the adventure.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's an underground dwarf lair. Whatever, who cares? Then you play the game, it's like, oh my god, this place is awesome. It's like amazing.
Like we said, art helps everything.
Yes, for me, big time. I don't think Paulton would have done anything differently if Nate knew that she was raised quite high. Agreed. He's going in there and wow, some of this, the modding on this. All right, It's true. Wicked Ray Gun. I hate when the box text in an adventure is longer than 3 sentences. I agree. You got to keep it short. People just don't hear it. You know.
Hmm.
Some do. Some people are fine with it. Some people can, but I can't. So always growing up, when my friends would run adventures because they used to have huge long box texts. You know,
Mhm.
it's like
Yes.
I couldn't hear it. And I love that one. There's one author, Steve Kurtz, who wrote a really lot of cool Dungeon Magazine adventures. He's like a really smart guy, but his box texts were so long that I just could not retain it. It's like a mental wall of text. I like failed every time. Set off alarms. Why am I getting all these? The Xanathar is a front man. The fish. That would be awesome, Frodo
Oh.
Squall. Xanathar is a front man. The fish is the true brains of the organization. That would be so cool.
It would
That
be
would-
good.
I would love it if that was.
It's like a miniature aboleth or something.
Oh.
That would be awesome. Bad 007 looks like you looked into the Beholder stuff. Beholders are supposed to re-roll duplicate eye ray rolls. I may or may not have missed that line of text when DMing a few weeks ago. Lucky players get to keep getting slept. Oh well. Yeah. I didn't know that. You re-roll the eye rolls.
I mean, I figure they can only fire off their eye ray once in 6 seconds, so it makes sense.
Wicked Ray Gun. I do love the LGBTQ plus content that Wizards has been peppering in. Yeah, they really have.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wicked Ray Gun. What's a nation's worth of dwarves going to do to the one guy who set their land on fire? I think their forges can give them a few ideas. Yeah. Oh no. What is this? Ravina genocide time. Dwarves won't be playable because Dieth might guard them all. Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Oh no.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
Is there
I mean-
any other notes on this show?
Not anything in particular.
I was just happy to see Warrington Mund again.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I love Warrington.
Me too.
Hashtag save Warrington.
Hmm.
We've been wondering where he was all this time.
Hashtag there's Warrington.
He's been fighting a Minotaur in an arena in the Xanathar's lair.
Hmm.
And evidently going there to get the smoke powder that he has.
Mm.
Oh, I think I can. Smoke powder is an item in this book.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's not really a spoiler, is it?
Cool.
Awesome.
So you can get barrels of
terrifying.
smoke powder. I can tell you. It's a wondrous item. They come in packets. Come on.
Oh no. You know what you have to do, Dylan. You know what you have to
I
do.
do know what I have to do.
Don't. Come in packets. It is stored in airtight wooden kegs with tiny waterproof leather packets. Leather packets.
Still packets.
Still packets.
A packet contains enough smoke powder for 5 shots, and a keg holds enough smoke powder for 500 shots.
Oh my god.
So the
Oh,
Xanathar
man.
might have kegs down there. Holy.
I mean, ooh.
If smoke powder is set on fire, dropped, or otherwise handled roughly, it explodes and deals fire damage to each creature or object within 20 feet of it. 1d6 for... I don't want to read this.
Okay. Don't read it.
All right.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's just trolling me in my life mentally.
Oh,
Just spice it. Turn to fist spice after or
They
something.
actually have damage for a packet. So
excellent. Excellent.
1d6 for a packet. A keg is 96.
Oh my god.
A
Wow.
successful dexterity save halves the damage. Whoa. I
So
won't-
Dieth could be fine if he exploded next to a packet.
It's true.
Yeah, so. Really, man? Leather packets?
I mean,
Leather doesn't come in packet form. Leather?
it's
Wouldn't it
not.
be a pouch?
It
it's not
does
our
now.
fault. It's not our fault this time. It's not our fault. It's in the book.
You can blame Chris Perkins.
Doesn't come in packet form.
Oh
It's a pouch. What is this?
my god.
Spreading packet propaganda everywhere. Again, pronouncing Drizzt. I said it wrong.
Yeah.
I had a friend. Her name is Christy, and she used to get so mad at me whenever I would say Drizzt. She would go, Sean, it's Drizzt. You know, and it's like I don't know. The part of
Yeah.
me, the troll part of me, is like Drizzlet, you know. But then it's just hard just in a conversation to be like, hey guys, it's kind of like when Drizzt, you know, and then keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
God, you know, it just killed my whole train of thought. 'Cause now I gotta stop. And you know, it's just unnatural in my mouth, you know.
Mhm.
But okay. Anyway, so what was I saying? Again, Drizzt lives in Gauntlgrim. That lazy ranger has been absolutely useless to the Waffle Group. How dare you, wicked Raygun? Drizzt is a great hero. He was
Right.
there to protect the straw doll. He failed, I guess, because it got out.
You know,
He's
mean,
extrosting. Oh, I think other drow came and stole it. Was that what it was?
He's busy on his book tour right now. He
Yeah.
can't keep an eye on that straw doll.
I mean, he can't stay with it forever. He can't
No.
just like go to the thing
You're right.
and just sit there. He has stuff to do. He is a hero.
You're right.
I just thought of it. Storm King's Thunder happened right before Tomb of Annihilation. I know for Tomb of Annihilation, part of the thing was they said that all the great heroes who had been raised from the dead, like, couldn't do it because they were busy suffering from the death curse. So maybe the reason it got stolen was because he had the death curse, and so he couldn't do anything
Mm.
about it.
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
he was just, you know, the
Or
new
he was
book.
inventory, yeah.
The new book is called Timeless, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
Yes.
whatever he's doing in the book is why he wasn't there to guard Gauntlgrim. Maybe.
All sorts of possibilities.
They should have him on to play the author, R.A. Salvatore. They should have him on to play Drizzt.
Mm.
That'd be really cool, right?
Play someone, yeah. Be
Like,
cool.
I would love
Yeah.
to see Erin M. Evans, who wrote the Brimstone Angels
Oh,
books.
sure.
I'd love to see her on, and I would love to see her play, you know, the main character from that book. It'd be really awesome. But I don't know why they don't. But how many packets? I don't understand this. How many packets to the hogshead? I don't get that.
Oh, Hogshead is a measurement of gunpowder.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
cool.
Aya, packets forever.
That's my girl.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, don't let them. Don't listen to them. They're leading you down the bad path, my friend.
Just lucky Ramrow's not here.
Dungeon
Oh
Academy.
God, yeah.
I don't want the Dungeon Academy players talking about packets.
I mean,
I've had enough.
we talked about it too much, and our characters are retired now, so maybe it's for the best.
Being
Pass it
fair.
on to
Now
the
they're making
generation.
packets.
Where we're making packets.
That's where we
now.
ended the campaign. Is they're making packets of shift spice. So
Oh, God.
Mad Fartigan. It's a made-up name. It doesn't matter. Well, tell you what, man. My friend Christy. It
It matters
matters.
to some people,
It
yeah.
matters a
She had like a piece of Drizzt art on the wall. And every time I'd
Oh.
go over there, I'd see the Drizzt art and I'd want to say something, but then it was like, I better not. You know, I want to get scolded about Drizzt. He doesn't live there anymore. Drizzt lives in Longsaddle with Ketty Bree. There
Mm.
you go. Drizzt has never died, as far as I know. That's crazy. Drizzt's never died.
Dang, all right.
He's lived through more than 34 books. Wow.
Inman almost killed him, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
almost.
And Rivena 666 get Ed Greenwood to
Yes.
Elminster. Play Elminster.
Please. I would love that.
Love
Mhm.
to see.
Great.
I would love to see. I'm a big Monty Cook fan. A lot of his second edition stuff is like my favorite D&D stuff ever. And he had a character named Mal Havoc, and he actually named his company Mal Havoc Press after his character.
Cool.
And I think Mal Havoc is in one of his third-party products. And Mal Havoc was also, he made a demon lord named Mal Havoc in D&D, but there's very little information on Mal Havoc. I'd love to see him be on Dice Camera Action and play like Mal Havoc, or just like to see him on Dice Camera Action because I love Monty Cook.
Yeah, there are a lot of those like big D&D people who I'd love to see just like play or DM sometime. Who I've never seen like actually do it, like the actual game.
Yeah, Monty ran like at the end of second edition, he ran a D&D campaign where they play tested the third edition rules. Chris Perkins was a player in that campaign. It was like a long campaign.
He ran 2 campaigns, right? Like concurrent, and Chris was like the only player in both of them, I believe. And he played like twins, and they switched occasionally.
So definitely, like I've actually, if you go on the Dice Camera Action Wikipedia, I actually in Chris Perkins' entry I put a section on that stuff in there. So
awesome.
If you want to, there's a little bit you can read about it, and I also wrote more about it on my blog, which you could dig up. Well, the campaign, there's Primal, Praemal, and then there's Tolus, Ptolus. Tolus actually became a 3rd edition box set. It's like a huge city, and the box set is like freaking gigantic. It's like a huge thing. So, anyway, I love like D&D like history, like the real life secret history of D&D. Like to me, those campaigns really mattered, and there's not a lot known about them. And it's just like those, in my opinion, those should be like some kind of official lore, like the original Gary Gygax Greyhawk campaign. That should be official lore, and it is sort of, although a lot of it's changed up, like the
Yeah.
Circle of 8 and all that. But and like to me, Dice Camera Action should be official lore, and I would like to see in these books, like how they have so they have the kids in this books. I would like to see a book where it's the Dice Camera Action crew in the artwork. I would like to see that. Like maybe
That'd be
even
awesome.
scenes from the show. I don't think they could do that because of the timing, but I would love to see them use them as iconic like characters in the art. Sometimes that would be really cool. Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. Or stat them out in the book. I don't know. Whatever. And then all the they have all their other shows too. It's like you could do all sorts of cool stuff. Actually, there's one thing I can. It's not really a spoiler. There's art of I think his name is Jason Thompson. His name is Mockman on Twitter. He does
Yeah.
this kind of cartoon art. So they have this yawning portal map, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a key to it in the back of the book. And a lot of the people in this art are from the D&D shows on the D&D channel. And the Waffle crew is actually in this artwork.
I think.
Diaz, Evelyn, and Strix. I don't know if you can see this, but it's right by my finger there.
Oh.
They're right there.
That's we
Oh,
all.
yep.
We all keep going.
And then I was like, where's Paulton? They didn't put Paulton in?
He's in the
Paulton
corner,
is jamming out with some other bards way over on the side
Is he
there.
by Mercer at all, or is it a different portion?
Yeah, he's over by Mercer. Yeah.
He
Mercer's
is
right.
close to
I'm pointing at
Mercer.
my screen like anyone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Mercer is right there.
Yeah.
And Jarlaxle and the Xanathar are also over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, the Beholder.
Hey.
Right there.
Heck yeah.
Fun book.
And like
Lots of stuff to dig through.
there are characters from like Baldur's Gate 2 and Planescape Torment in there too. It's awesome.
The Nameless one, yeah. Minsk.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of good stuff.
Good stuff.
Okay, couple minutes left. Before I have one more thing I want to talk about, but you guys, any other things you guys want to grab?
Just an awesome episode.
Yeah, it was
It's a good
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, right?
Mhm.
It was total chaos and totally unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think even Chris could have predicted what was going to happen, right?
There's a lot of plans.
The fact that they survived is very.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I won't
Yeah.
lie.
Paulton ran into a crowd of bad guys and lived.
I mean, you're a bard at a certain level, you don't care because you have bards. Bards are scary. Bards are super
Yeah,
scary.
he's getting.
The cutting words helped.
Mhm.
he's
Cutting words is such a good spell. I mean, good effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one other thing I wanted to mention real quick is I've been playing the Neverwinter MMO because in a couple months they're coming out with an Acquisitions Inc. expansion where Jerry, who plays Omen, is going to be doing voices. I think Chris is part of it, and Walnut Dankgrass, one of the players of the C team, she's going to be in it. So I've been kind of like I used to play the game. I haven't played it in 3 years, so I started playing it again. And right now they're doing this Day of the Dungeon Master thing. I think it's like an old event that they've put back out. And I think I described it a bit last week, but it's you appear on a table where people are playing D&D. And Chris Perkins is the DM, and Chris Perkins does the voice work for it. So you're running around on this table, and there's a bunch of events you can do. There's like a race where you can race against other people, and you can and if basically you have to do tasks and get like points and crystal dice. It takes a long time. Like I'm talking like a month. You have to log in every day. But you can get the Apocalypse Dagger if you go through the whole thing, and that's from the Acquisitions Inc. show a few years ago. I think he already had the Apocalypse Dagger, but I think he lost it or used it or something. And you can also get a Green Slime companion, because in the game you have like one NPC that runs around with you. So you can get a Green Slime. You can also get an owlbear figurine where you summon an owlbear.
Hootie.
Another thing I read, I don't know if this is true or not. If you've thought about playing the Neverwinter MMO, apparently Twitch is going to be doing a promotion. You know how they'll like, if you're a member of Twitch Prime, you know, Amazon Prime, you get free stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like a whole bunch of I actually got the Tomb of Annihilation like board game thing
Yeah.
for free
Hmm.
because they gave it away for free on Twitch Prime
Oh,
6 months ago or
yeah.
so. And
Nice.
that game's actually really good.
Mhm.
It was really fun. I played through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
I've read the Dragon Heist board game. You play one of the villains, and you're all trying to get the
Ooh.
thing, like the horde.
Really?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just like sounds awesome.
Yeah, for Idle Champs. I've learned stupidly high amounts of Forgotten Realms lore from that game. It's real weird, but it's
Yeah.
good.
All right, whatever works.
Mad Fartigan says, I wanted to try Neverwinter, but I played a lot of MMOs. I got burnt out. Yeah, I used to play WoW way back when. And I
Yeah.
got burnt out too.
Oh.
I still do.
Now that's
Oh
awesome.
no.
But now it's Neverwinter is more actiony. It's not like in WoW you just kind of sit there. In this you actually have to move around and dodge stuff. So, but it's still pretty grindy, but it's grindy in a slightly different way. So the Dungeon Master thing, you go through dungeons and stuff, and so you're this tiny little mini, and you can see the players, and the players are like, there's like Minsk, I think Caddy Bree's there, Volo is there, Drizzt is there, and it's definitely kind of fun. I mean, so you go into these dungeons, and Chris is doing, it's like he's running it for you. So he explains the room, he does voices, and it's pretty fun. It's like, you know, like you're in a hallway and there's these giant boulders, but they're huge 20-sided dice, you know, and you're running around on a map like a blank grid that you would draw on, you know.
That is awesome.
It's pretty pretty interesting. So like I'm doing this so I can play the Acquisitions Inc. thing. And the problem is, I don't know yet about the Acquisitions Inc. thing if you have to be like fully geared up to do it, because in a lot of these, like when they came out with Ravenloft, I can't go to Ravenloft because my character is too weak. You have to have a certain gear score, and apparently I could go and get the starting gear, but it's a little tricky, so I haven't done it yet. But I tried to go to Port 9 Zaru in the game, and it was just too deadly for me. So like right now, it's weird. It's like when the Acquisitions Inc. thing comes out, will I even be able to play it? I'm thinking they might make this one more accessible. Like the Day of the Dungeon Master, anybody 6th level and higher can do it, and you can get to 6th level in a couple hours in real life, you know. So yeah. Anyway, Neverwinter, that's something I think it kind of flies under the radar, and it is kind of interesting. And I think the Acquisitions Inc. thing is like, it's pretty cool. And who knows, maybe we'll eventually see like the Waffle Crew in there. And I know that the Waffle Crew is going to be in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Expansion.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna
sound
play that.
packs. Sound packs and character stuff.
It sounds like that's a ways away still. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we're out of time. We can do some plugs real quick. Andy, you got any plugs for us to plug?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Andy Hatton, Hatton. I just changed the name of some of my Twitch and YouTube stuff. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/laughingdragonin and on Twitter at laughINNdragon. YouTube still youtube.com/godofroads because YouTube is weird. But yeah, that's it for me.
Shauna, do you have any plug?
Pretty easy week this week. I am just probably gonna on Twitter. I might be posting some work in progresses for as I'm working this week on Hell's Rebels artwork for that. So
Awesome.
that's a new campaign.
What about Dylan Ramsey?
I have a few. Usually on Thursdays, I play on the Greyhawk channel, Secrets Cast Greyhawk. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it this week because travel and stuff. But hey, go watch Iron Dabbers because they're freaking awesome. Sunday on this channel, I'm going to be guesting on Dungeon Academy. We're in Undermountain looking for the first piece of the Raw 7 parts. And in that, I'm playing my character in Dragon Heist, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which will be running starting on September 22nd, Saturday, 3 p.m. It's going to be awesome. Our party's rad.
Yeah, so everybody on this channel, I'll be starting 2 new campaigns, both on that weekend, a week from this weekend. So yeah, around the 22nd. That's Saturday. I'll be running both Dragon Heist and Hell's Rebels. Hell's Rebels is a Pathfinder adventure path that I've been dying to run for years. I said for a very long time. So I finally got around to it. So for the foreseeable future, every week on my Saturdays, it's going to be both shows, as long, like
Oh,
get it
cool.
ready to, yeah, Dragon Heist. We're going to start Dragon Heist. Also on my blog, PowerScore RPG. You can just Google PowerScore RPG, and you'll see it. I'm writing the guide to Dragon Heist, where I help DMs prepare the adventure. I put in all the page numbers, and I'll be putting that on the DMs Guild probably next week once I'm done with it. And then I'll be making the Dragon Heist Companion, which will also go on the DMs Guild, and that's going to be a large document, because right now my plan is I'm going to do a Chapter 2, a linear version of Chapter 2, right? Assemble it all in there, and I foreshadow all the stuff in the future, and I'll put all that in there. So newer DMs, you could just grab that and tweak it and run it instead of having to
So
try to assemble these. Yeah.
Like your travel thing for Twin
Yeah.
Annihilation?
Mhm.
Okay.
And
That's awesome.
then Chapter 4 is organized in a weird way in the book, where it's like it's all jumbled around. So I'm going to make a linear version of each of the 4 seasons, and you can just grab those if you wanted and not flip through the book like crazy when you're running it. And I'm gonna fix up the chase scenes in here too. I think some people might have a problem with that, so I'm gonna try and give you an alternate version. I don't want to say anymore because I'll spoil it. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody in the chat for chatting. I really appreciate it. We'll be back again next Tuesday. And thank you, my trusty waffle talkers, for waffle talking with me.
Always happy to talk about waffles.
Fun.
1 hour and 7 minutes. Tremendous. Thanks everybody. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.